Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno as the cast come out to show their support at the premiere of The Man Inside.
Life was a mess. I got him into the boxing, and it helped. It helped him.
And you wrote the story as well, so does it make it more of a personal journey when you're writing and directing the film?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the film is largely based on sort of either real people or real events. So it's very biographical from that point of view. So obviously it comes from a very, very, like soulful place. So when you're directing, you kind of, you feel it more than you're actually, it's not a procedure, it's something you're feeling. So in the rehearsals, it's all about, like the truth of what's happening, yeah.
And I believe you were promoting really the method form of acting with your actors as well.
Very, very much so, yeah. I mean, every actor has a different style, but I encouraged everyone to really, really feel the characters and to really rehearse every scene to the absolute max so that we all felt, we had something special.
And the other thing that was very special as well was how well written the characters were. There's an arc for all of the characters within the story as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it's very important because basically the story basically starts off with a father who's created all this misery for people, and it's his effect on everybody. So it's a bit like taking a jigsaw and scattering it everywhere, and then it's how all those elements come back together, and some of them don't come back together.
And for you, as you said, it's a kind of personal journey. Seeing these actors perform in such a visceral way, how does that affect you when you're behind the camera and rolling?
It's an incredible thing. I mean, there were certain moments, I'll be honest with you, where I was, in tears, and some scenes would end, and I would just have to just get away, and I know some of the actors felt the same way as well. There was a certain level of intensity,
What that boy has seen. Come here! Watching die. What that boy has been through, you can't even imagine.
Feel the anger. You ain't really hard. Get some fucking to it.
Congratulations, what a great role you've got here.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. I'm excited. People who've seen it enjoy it. Think I put in a powerful performance. I'm really happy.
Well, there's a man struggling, struggling with the man inside in every context of the word, isn't it? Really?
I think so. I think the film is it's like a good explanation for life. A lot of people have dark or sort of maybe not so good backgrounds that they come from, and they're trying to make a positive outcome of their life. And this is definitely like one of those examples.
And for you as an actor, the character's got so many layers to him. It must be a thrill to play.
Yeah, he was cool to play. He was a bit moody. It was a bit hard sometimes, man. I was away from my family. I was in a hotel room in Newcastle, just locked away. But that was cool. It really helped the character.
And David Harewood, who plays your father, is obviously your father is a strong element through the film. Did you do any kind of pre-production with him, even though you've only got the one scene with him, to kind of get that essence of that kind of father relationship that you have with him?
We spoke. Like, we was in the same hotel, so they picked us up in a car, and I was just like, yo, like, there's David Harewood, like, this is crazy. And he was just speaking to me in the car, and then we was chatting for maybe an hour before. And it was cool, man. He just got me, like, we was just really relaxed, and then boom, we was just into the scene, and it's come out really good, so it's cool, man.
Because the difficulty. I mean, he plays a really nice. He's a sight.
He's intense.
He is.
Yeah, proper. I mean, but it was cool. I mean, he had a wealth of wisdom for me, and was just, talking me through the stuff that he wanted to do, saying, why don't I try this? And it was cool. And for me, as a growing actor, it's good for me to take that on board and work with more experienced actors, because that's only going to make me up my game.
It's an emotional part that you're playing as well. Yeah. How does that affect you internally? Because there's some powerful scenes there that you've got.
There's a scene that really upsets me, man. It's to do with my brother and stuff, man.
Yeah, I think I know the one.
Yeah. So when I watch it back, it's quite upsetting.
Wake up, boy!
Yeah, my boy. You're just like me.
Now we see you in a very different light, don't we, in this film?
She is a character who's coming off of heroin, and it's a very dark piece. I think that the only moment of light that my character gets is when she's with Clayton, the love scenes, and then also when she sings, when it's a completely free, it's not meant to be like a sort of a dramatic moment. It's just her being silly, having a sing, and that's her only light relief in the film.
And we're behind all the makeup. Do you think that's hiding a facade?
Completely. She wears this war paint, which is really strong goth makeup, really strong blue and red eyeshadow and just strong makeup. And I think that that's what Clayton sees as what's underneath that.
Eugene Murdoch, one of the most evil bastards I've ever met.
I saw your character bringing really a balance to the story, really. Is that how you saw him?
Cool. No. I never
So tell us how you interpreted
think
him.
of it that way. I don't know. He was struggling, I felt, in the sense that he's got all the good intentions in the world, but it's just not kind of working out for him. I don't really think he's...
Does he not bring some stability, though, to the Clayton character?
I think he tries to. He's trying to be a father figure, and he's not a very good father figure. He's too flawed, really, but he's already struggling with his own daughter, and he's taken on more than he can really deal with, and it shows. So Clayton, sadly, he's ultimately left to his own devices, more than the guidance of the father kind of thing.
Family seems to be a very strong theme throughout the storyline, really. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, it's definitely looking at the dilemmas that various families face, and particularly when youngsters kind of go off the rails, you know, and when youngsters get involved in things they shouldn't be getting involved in. Obviously, as a parent, you're always going to worry about it.
Yeah, I thought that was also another good theme that came up through the devastation that using weapons, whether it be guns or knives, the devastation it causes to a family.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the one that there's, I'm anxious to not say there's a clear, simple message, but if there is anything, it's like violence. Violence isn't the answer. Although it's ironic that it does suggest that boxing's the answer. So we'll draw a veil over that one.
But it's channeling it.
Exactly. Don't be violent, but just knock lumps out of each other in a boxing ring.
What are you doing, fucking cunt?
I can see him in your eyes more and more now.
I have to say, I was really intimidated by your character.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not a nice man, really, is he?
No, let's be honest. He is a bit of a nasty piece of work, and he kind of he brings the nastiness in. He's that kind of link between
He's the conduit,
between the bad and the good. But it's always nice to play those characters.
What interests me is how your character does connect with the David Harewood character who's in prison. You know, how have the backstory to how they became friends, really, and acquainted.
Yeah,
Did you discover that?
Well, it's something I thought of because I think it's important. And it's interesting, actually, because we were talking about making certain physical decisions about the character to kind of show his past in prison. We decided against it in the end. But there's obviously a very kind of sinister relationship going on between his and David, because he is David's representation outside those prison walls, you know.
He certainly is, and you're also executive producer in the film.
Yeah.
How did that kind of manifest itself? Were you there from the genesis?
Yeah, from the beginning, really. You know, Dean and Dan had sent me the script very, very early on, and so I was involved in kind of the development of the script from early on, from the early days of it, and I really understood Dan's vision, you know, and I get it, and he's a great filmmaker, and for me, what drew me to, you know, the story was, it's like I mentioned before, it's like what we did with Kidulthood, but 8-9 years ago, but with this, it was going on a slightly more commercial angle. And a really, really positive message, and that's what attracted me to it, you know. And it was different from all the other urban movies that have come out since, you know. And this, you know, and talking to Dan about his vision on how he was going to shoot it, and rather than go for that typical kind of British kitchen sink kind of gritty moving camera, he was going to shoot it very still, and that was another reason that I was attracted to it from that point of view.
You're mine. Always will be.
Hey, wait up, man!
You're at the centre of all the trouble, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm so exciting though. It's my first premiere, so.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
And how was it working on the film?
It was amazing. The film's such like an emotionally powerful film, and to work with a cast that's as soon as we met each other, we had one rehearsal. As soon as we met each other, it was like such a strong connection and bond we all had with each other, and it was amazing working with everyone. And like the director, Dan Turner, he got us all to like do method acting. So on set, we were like always in our characters, which really helped. It was so powerful.
I'm going to say, because I mean it's so emotionally charged, particularly your character as well. How did you cope with that?
I did a lot of research into thinking, you know, how she would be. Obviously, she's quite disturbed by her family's disturbances, and obviously there's a lot of violence in the family due to her dad's gangster past. And she's the sort of character that craves a lot of love and attention. I just wanted to really bring that out. And although it's not a lead part, I wanted the audience to still see her emotional journey and her connection with other characters in the film.
It's who you are.
Your story is where it all turns around, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
What happens to you?
Well, I play the character of Jay, and he's a young boy, the young brother of Clayton, and he gives off an I don't care attitude, really shaky. But behind his bravado, he's a loving boy, and in the movie we see the lengths he goes to protect them.
Well, are you twins with?
No, we're not twins. We're just brother, one older, one younger.
No, with your sister.
Yeah, with my sister, we're twins.
And I wondered how you work together. Did you work together to see how twins do react with one another?
Before we got to the shooting process, we had a little briefing, and obviously because we're not the same colour, we had to kind of just communicate with each other and just leave the colour barrier aside and just focus on the movie.
And oh gosh, what was I going to say? I've completely lost my thread. I do beg your pardon. One of the themes for me in the film is obviously this family in crisis and how you all bond. Did you feel that as well?
I mean, like I said before, we had a rehearsal before, and we all picked up little stuff that a normal family could, be in this situation. And yeah, we all bonded. We all came together.
And working on the film, what was that whole experience like for you?
The experience was amazing. There was laughter, there was sadness, there was parts of enigma, but we just all came together and it was inspiring to work with.
I believe you were encouraged to use the method approach of acting.
Yeah, I did. I tried to get in character, just trying to get into the mind of a 15-year-old. So I went to look at other movies, books, young offenders, and my old books as well, so,
Because you're really looking up to your brother as a role model, and you kind of feel at some point he's let you down, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Ashley's character, he's got his own bravado as well, and just because I'm a young man as well, I look up to him. Everything he wants to do, I want to do, but it doesn't go all the way like that. So yeah, I get myself in trouble, and in the movie, you see.
You are the antagonist in this.
I'm the nutter, yeah.
How did you get involved in this?
Well, I auditioned basically, and yeah, saw Ray, Dan, and Dean in the audition, and obviously Jane Frisbee, the casting director, and yeah, I just got the part, I got the call. So.
You were playing a nasty piece of work. How did you connect to that?
Well, Dan wanted us to go method. But he wanted us to go method, but not method act, but being in character the entire time. I couldn't really, but I had to always kind of be slightly there because I'd probably end up stabbing someone, to be honest. But
and you're playing the brother with Jason Mazza.
Jason Mazza, yeah.
So you put him in a difficult position with his friend.
I do, yeah. And I think Dan wrote it. Well, I'm not sure I could be saying this, but it has something to do with his brother. I think a lot of it is. So,
it's from a personal place.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So as an actor, helps you connect.
Exactly, yeah. It was easy to talk to, and
Wait, give me back!
Where is he?
Well, that's it from Premier Scene for this evening. As we can see, the lovely Michelle Ryan in the background, wowing the photographers at the UK premiere of The Man Inside.
When I find him, he's dead. What the fuck have you done? Don't find me, boy. You know who you are.
Wait, my son! That's all you want! Is it?